Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining Bhimi and I this evening for our Miracle Monday podcast. In fact, welcome to our LifeWave Groundbreaking Technology Zoom podcast, folks. We're here every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, as well as Thursday. So my name is Amy Homsey. I'm calling in from Tampa, Florida. I'm a senior presidential director with LifeWave. I've been here for 5.5 years, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Bhimi Cayce, who is also a senior presidential director. And Bhimi, I think you've been here for 5 years as well, right?
Yeah, I think we're running neck and neck.
Yes, yes. And a lot of changes have happened since then, right? We both look a lot younger, which is phenomenal.
Always.
Yes, yes. So folks, you are really in for a treat this evening. Get ready to dive into a world of breakthrough science, life-changing technology. It's revolutionary, and it is a new approach to health, right? You want to take control of your own health. But tonight we're going to uncover the incredible story of LifeWave, which is a global biotech company worldwide in 82 countries. And we have a patented technology that you cannot find anywhere else. And by the way, it is transforming lives worldwide. So if you're a special guest for the first time, we want to welcome you, especially you if you're here for the very first time. You are in the right place at the right time, and someone thought enough of you, cared about you, to invite you to this for your well-being. I know I'm thankful for Kylie, who shared this with me 5.5 years ago. So we're so glad you're taking time to explore this. This could possibly change your life. And I'll tell you, we're just going to spend about 30 minutes together. We're going to be very quick and efficient, but be prepared to be amazed. You're going to hear two real life testimonials, two individuals whose lives have been changed with this groundbreaking X39 technology. Our founder is David Schmidt. He's a visionary, a world-class scientist, and we're going to talk more about him, but we're going to introduce you to light and frequency technology. That's what we're talking about with our patented patch that someone got you on called the X39. So with that, I want to just do a quick disclaimer before we go ahead and start with our first testimonial. Folks, we're here for informational purposes. We are not doctors or medical professionals. The information discussed is not meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. Statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. And folks, if you're pregnant or nursing, please consult your physician first. So Bhimi, if you would, please share with us our very first testimonial.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Awesome introduction. And we are excited to have Cindy Walker on tonight. She has amazing story, not only about herself, but also about her grandson. And we love to hear about family members. Cindy has been on the patch since December of 2024, and she is a retired educator. So I want to welcome you, Cindy, onto the call and give us just a little bit of how you found the patch and a little bit about yourself, your grandson. I know you're kind of going to go back and forth, and I do have some pictures to show. So when you get into your story, I'll go over those.
All right. So my name is Cindy Walker, and I live here in Maryland, not Maui, not Hawaii, but Maryland, near Washington, D.C. And I moved here from Boston, Massachusetts, about 6 years ago. I got here when my grandson was 2 days old. And I found the patches on Facebook. A friend of mine who he loved riding motorcycles, had to give up riding motorcycles because of the arthritis. And he said, this little patch got me back on my motorcycle. And he jumped on his motorcycle and drove away. And then he said, if you want more information, contact me. And so I contacted him. And the very first day that I used the patch, I had energy that I hadn't had for 6 months 6 months prior to that, I had a heart attack, and I was exercising 4 days a week. So I couldn't understand why I had a heart attack, and neither did the doctors know. And so I kept having the same symptoms, and my life got smaller and smaller. And when I got the patch, I had more energy than I had in 6 months. And I had the brain fog cleared up. I was able to do work that I hadn't been able to do, clearing out my mail that I had backed up for like 6 months. I was able to do it in 4 hours, the first day of being on the patch, you know. But the really great thing was what happened to my grandson. Now, my 6-year-old grandson, I've been here since he was 2 days old, and he had allergies all his life, and he would scratch him, and we did everything. I mean, he was on steroids. I even bring him to church to, that's my baby. You know, he's 4 years old. That's how his body looked. And then it reached to his face. And for almost 2 years, we were trying to clear up his face. And so I discovered the patches in December. They went away for the Christmas vacation. When they came back in January, I just started putting it on the back of his pajamas. You know, when he would come spend the night, which was only 2 or 3 nights a week. And I just put it on the back of his pajamas. In the first week, his wounds started closing. The second week, his skin started getting smoother. The third week, his face was clear. Now this was just in July, right? This was in July. He had already been away from me for 3 weeks. So he had no patching for 3 weeks, and his skin stayed clear. Before, when we were on any medicine, nothing stayed. He was always coming back with open wounds. And so with the patches, it was so part-time, you know, I never really put it on his skin. I just put it on his pajamas, you know, and I mean, you know, so that was such a blessing to see my baby that we have been working on for so long. And I have a 90-year-old prayer partner. We talk every day. And she had started using the patches in February. And she had 3 strokes, so she couldn't lift her arm up too much, right? And so right before we went to Orlando, she gets on, she said, Cindy, I ain't got no patches on. I'm like, none? She said, I ain't feeling no pain nowhere, you know, because she had, you know, arthritis and then all this, right? And one of the things we did, we always signed off with the love sign, right? And at the end of our call, we talk 5 days a week. The end of our call, she lifted her arms up, 90 years old, and she did a heart. She did a heart. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is so beautiful, you know? And my last one is I started Cellergize as soon as we got it. I ordered 3 canisters, and on June 22nd, 21st, I started Cellergize.
Wait, are you talking about the Cellergize now?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, good.
Oh, no, well, wait, there was one other story about your neck.
Oh, okay.
What's
Okay.
that?
I love what Cellergize has done.
I know,
Okay.
we're gonna get to that.
So my neck, right? So right before we were going to Orlando, I went and got my hair done, and it hurt so bad. So this is me in church, and we were praying. If you see the men behind me, their necks are down. This was as far as I could bend my neck down. I'm looking like I'm at peace. I am at peace, but I'm in a lot of pain also because I could not bend my neck. And as an older woman, my whole body was locked. And so I was actually bending over like I was like 80 years old. And I was walking head first because my neck was so stiff. And so I went and got my hair done. It was so tight. My neck was really killing me. I don't use pain medicine. And this time I was like, I'm going to Orlando and I can't be feeling like this. So I put an ice wave on the back of my neck and I moved it around, and my neck got free. I was not able to look at you if you were sitting beside me. I would have to turn my whole body to look at you. And I can bend my head down, I can bend my head up, I can bend my, and and now I can actually work on my posture to not have to walk forward like an older woman. I felt like I could use a cane at times because my head was so heavy. Yep. And so that just happened. Like 2 weeks ago, And then the Cellergize. So I started on the Cellergize, right? And on June 21st, I just went back and looked it up, right? And my cardiologist finally told me what I had, which was heart spasms. And when I went to go see her on Thursday, right, she was smiling, and she bring me to the office. She said, "I give you a high five," right? And so she said, my blood test came back, and everything had lowered or went to normal. Like my LDL was 111, and the numbers just barely moved over the last year and a half, and it went down to 72. And I know it was the Cellergize. That was the only thing I was doing different. Was the Cellergize, and in the patches. And so it can work for a 6-year-old. It can work for a 66-year-old. I'm 66, and it can work for a 90-year-old. So I'm so grateful.
I know you are. You keep having more and more benefits. And, you folks, you hear that, at first she was like a one patch wonder. She had that relief. And then as she's been using it, just even a few weeks ago before Orlando, her whole neck released. So you never know the timing of this. And we'll go a little bit more into that. But it's always good to wear it at least 1 month for every decade of your life, the X39. We'll talk more about that. So any last words, Cindy?
Just that it works for every age and every stage in life. Just hang in there. And so she said 1 month. So I'm not quite 80, but I did do the 7 months, I did do the 7 months. Yep. Praise the Lord.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Amy, back to you.
Awesome. I love that, Cindy. And being a grandmother as well, I use it on my granddaughter. So I'll tell you, by the way, your grandson's a good looking boy. So I'm glad he's doing better. So with that, guys, we're going to change gears and we're going to turn it over to Miss Donna Garland. Are you there? Can you unmute?
I'm here. I'm here.
There you are. And wearing your patch nice and proudly. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
So Donna Garland is from Idaho. We've been together, for 5 years now, working together. And believe it or not, Donna is 75 years young. And you are looking younger. So,
Thank you.
So thank you so much for, coming on here this evening. And Donna, just share with everyone tonight, when you got started, what issues or struggles you were dealing with prior to finding X39, and then all the events that have happened since then.
Sure. Yeah, I got started about Thanksgiving will be 5 years.
Wow.
Prior to that, I was in mostly, health supplements. So I've always been trying to be healthy, and I thought I was in really pretty good condition. And then 2015, I was walking a pack of 10 dogs, and we had a freak accident, and they pulled me down, and I fractured my back and blew out 3 discs, instantly shrinking 3 inches. And so it was before the patches. And so fortunately, with the quality of the supplements that I was taking, I was up and walking within 90 days, but the pain never really went away. So I was always looking for something that was going to help to get rid of that pain. And so I, kept searching and searching, and sure enough, come across Facebook and I heard about the patches, and I thought this might be the key. So I signed up, and I was not a one patch wonder at age 70, but I wore them about 90 days. 90 days, the pain levels started going down actually went down about 90%, which
Wow.
was phenomenal. But of
Mhm.
course, I wanted 100%, so I just kept wearing the patches and wearing the patches, and it did not seem to make the pain go down anymore. But 30 days later, I realized when I was in brushing my teeth and I opened the cabinet in my bathroom, staring at me is my inhaler. When I was 5, I nearly died of pneumonia. So my whole life, I've had breathing issues.
Mm.
So I had not been using the inhaler for the last 4 months, and I'm still not.
Wow.
So I'm now breathing perfectly well. And so I just kept wearing the patches and wearing patches. I'm getting excited about what's happening with my body. My skin is starting to look a little younger. And even over and above the supplements, I had more energy. So that, and then I sleep like a baby. My head hits the pillow and within 5 minutes, I'm out.
Mhm.
So I continued to wear the patches, and I had receding gums. The gum line, you could see daylight. It was pretty bad. And went for my dental checkup, and the dentist is amazed. He goes, "What the heck are you doing? Your gums are normal. It's all filled in." And they said, "That just doesn't happen." Uh, by itself
At 75, at
at
75, right?
75, right, right. And so I keep wearing the patches, and the brain fog is lifted. My memory is improving. I've memorized my phone number, my credit cards, the social security number. I can go to the grocery store and at those bulk bins, where you write down a code for your food. I don't have to write it down. I just memorize it and go and check out.
Wow.
So the first year for me was pretty dramatic, I thought. And
Now, you also mentioned, obviously, you're looking younger, but you said something about wrinkles and a scar reducing.
oh yeah, but again, with the scar tissue, out of my lungs and breathing well, I thought, well, if it's taking scar tissue away there, I was a pretty crazy kid, and at 18, doing something very stupid, I crashed a Harley Davidson and did a second gear wheelie into a pickup truck.
Ah,
And so I had a major road rash on my back. So I could never wear those cute little girly tops. And so after, my lungs cleared up, I went in and, because you don't look at your back that often. So I got a mirror and I'm looking at my back. That scar tissue that was about this big is now this big. So
wow.
and that was in 1968. So after all these years, the scar tissue for me is gone.
So with that, we're leading into something, right? So I just want to make a comment here. So I
Okay.
just want everyone on the line to think about that. Something on the outside of her body, right? A big scar tissue has dramatically reduced. So logically, I'm thinking, well, what has it done on the inside? So go ahead, Donna. Now you tell the rest of your story.
Yeah, so after that first dramatic year, like many of the customers, they say, well, no, I don't feel anything anymore. I don't feel anything, so what could they be doing? They're not doing anything anymore. So I decided, after 5 years, I'm going to check. So I called my doctors up and I said, I want an ultrasound, an abdominal ultrasound. I want to know what my organs are doing. So we get in the ultrasound, and the radiologist is doing her thing, and her eyes got really big, and she goes, wow. And I'm thinking, oh, what do you mean, wow? And she said, well, you're 75. The organs I'm looking at on the screen are that of a 35-year-old. So what are you doing? So I thought, well, that's pretty fabulous news, because, I've got, I do this as a business, and my customers are telling me nothing's happening. So now I can prove to them that, just because you don't feel it, your
Mhm.
organs are being rebuilt. So it is age reversing. And so
Wow.
then I thought, well, why stop there? Let's have the heart tested. If I have time, yeah, check my heart, did the echocardiogram, did all these other things. They said, my gosh, your heart is perfect. So then I said, what about my eyes? I haven't had an eye exam in 10 years. 10 years. The doctor said, read the charts, and I read all the charts, and he said, you know, your eyes are just fine. You don't need to change your prescription at all after 10 years.
I love it. And you are truly looking younger. And I'll tell you, you have a different demeanor about you, Donna. You're more confident,
Thank you.
than when we first met. And you just seem more, uplifted, if that makes sense.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And also, after Cindy was talking about, pets and stuff, I have a cat that when I adopted her, she had herpes of the eye, which is not, there's
Oh.
nothing you can do for that. The veterinarian said it just won't change. And so I put on my used patches on her, and within 3 days, her eyes start to clear up.
Wow.
So it's good for everybody.
I love it, Donna. Thank you so much. We're so happy for you. Incredible. And I love that you stuck with it. You had the fortitude to stick with it. So thank you so much for coming on here.
Yeah, that's the key, is that you just got to keep going. Just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it's working.
That's all right. That's not working. Right. So someone's asking how Donna's been patching for 5 years. So,
Right.
all right, Donna,
Right.
thank you so much. I love that. And again, for those of you new on the line tonight, you're probably wondering how in the heck does this patch work? So I'm going to turn it back over to Bhimi and she's going to explain that to you. Thank you, Donna.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys. Great stories. The thing that we have to look at is it's never just one result. This is what always blows me away. There's like a multiple benefit program here. So how does this work? It's a wearable thin technology. It looks like a Band-Aid, right? It's non-transdermal, non-invasive, and no ingredients. So when I say that to people, sometimes they're stunned, like, well, how does it work? So this is the simple technology. It's a blend of nanocrystals of amino acids, salt, water, and sugar, and it forms this crystal lattice, and that's embedded inside the patch. So when you put it on your body, the infrared light from your body gets trapped in that, and it's like a reflection back into the body, a certain wavelength. And that spectrum sets up a communication pathway, and it triggers a chemical change in the receptors in the body. Now, the patches are not healing. They're giving the body the communication so it can self-heal, and that's super important. It's much like going out in the sun. When the sun hits the body, it makes vitamin D. So what happens is it immediately elevates the GHK copper peptide, which is super important. It's a gene modulator, master signaling molecule, and that starts to reset over 4,000 genes within 24 to 48 hours. It starts repairing the DNA. But most importantly, it activates the body to make younger master cells. And those master cells know exactly where to go to start regenerating and repairing the body. And this whole process is called photobiomodulation, which is phototherapy. So how do you use it? You wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. You take minerals, which is our Cellergize now, so it goes hand in hand. You take that in the morning, and you drink a lot of water during the day. Very important, because that water is activating the patch's energy. Statistically, it shows that after age 35, people have lost about 50% of their ability to make those kind of master cells. And after 80, it's about 80 or 90% down. So that's why aging happens more rapidly. So this is preventative. This is helps your body to heal. It's so good all around for any kind of health challenge that you have. And just like you heard tonight, some people feel something right away. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks, a couple months. And like we mentioned, 1 month for at least every decade of your life. And you are going to be in age reversal. So this is how it works. think about that. Think about yourself and all the people you know that's suffering and how you can help your friends and family. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Amy. Talk us a little bit about the company, David, and how they can get their hands on this.
Thank you so much, Bhimi. Folks, we're talking about this technology that is patented that no one else has. David Schmidt is the man behind this unparalleled patch. He has 200 patents. We're a global company in 82 countries. And by the way, LifeWave is a 21-year-old global company. I want you to think about that. We're a 21-year-old company, but we're at the forefront of regenerative science. Okay. Again, we have over 200 patents. 70 of those patents are in regenerative science. David's passion and mission is to help people look, feel better, live healthier lives, more joyful lives. And you saw by our testimonials, these women are happy. Everyone seems to be happier, right? But we are a biotech company, and I will tell you, the growth has been absolutely phenomenal. In the past 6 years, our company has grown 3,000%. I want you to think about that. 3,000% with zero advertising. Zero advertising. We have also been awarded the fastest growing company 2 years in a row in the direct sales industry. We have zero competition. I mean, think about it. X39 is our flagship product that does a little bit of everything that we just talked about. We have 6 offices worldwide in US, Taiwan, Japan, Malaysia, Korea, Philippines. And again, we are in 82 countries doing business. So if you're new on this line tonight, obviously you're here for a reason. You might want to get healthier, right? But maybe you're a business person. I would highly recommend putting your business hat on and consider the huge opportunity that we have right here with the momentum and the massive growth, all right, in a category, folks, that no one else has. We have the stability of a well-established company. We're successful, we're profitable, but we have the excitement of new product, patented technology that no one else has. So I love that, Bhimi. It's the best of both worlds, right?
Absolutely.
I love that. So again, think about, who do you know? Who do you know that's suffering? Who do you know that's in pain, not sleeping, anxious? How about half of America? Okay. I mean, everyone has something, especially if you're over the age of 40. People are struggling today. They need hope. They need hope for their health, their mental health. They need hope for their finances. This may be something for them. Who do you know? Put your thinking cap on. Who do you know that's struggling? Folks, how can you get your hands on this technology? There's a few different ways. We have different wholesale packaging. They start at $300. $300 to possibly change your life. It's the best $300 I've ever spent 5.5 years ago. You could also become a brand partner like Bhimi and I and other people on this line, because we got a result. We feel it's a mission and a passion to share this with others. And when you get your result, you're going to want to as well, because we all know someone. So with that, we want to thank you for coming on tonight. Please get back to the person who invited you to this call, get the information you need, get your questions answered. But if you're like me and Bhimi, when we looked at this 5 years ago, we thought, wow, what if it works? For $295, what if it works, folks? We're here to help you in any way we can. So thank you so much and have a blessed week. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.